Good evening to our lovely viewers, and welcome back to another exhilarating episode of Career Chronicles, where we speak everything corporate. In today's episode, we'll be diving into the corporate world, getting expertise, and of course, our spotlight segment. So please do not touch that dial, and see you after this break. And today I'm joined with the face of CoolCat Productions, Mr. Cavin Classen. Thank you so much for joining us today. Could you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Thank you for having me. My name is Kevin with a C. I am the founder of CoolCat Productions, certified photographer, professional filmmaker and editor for the past 8 to 7 years.
Okay, wonderful. Kevin, I just want to know your journey in being a photographer, videographer, and entrepreneur. How did you come about deciding this career path?
Okay, so to be honest, I'm not gonna lie and have this whole inspiration, crossing mountains and rivers. I was bored at home, right? I was bored at home. Most of us have cameras that our parents buy, and it's just lying around for those holidays and trip travels. And so I was bored, and I picked up my dad's camera and started taking pictures of birds and trees and flowers, and dogs and cars, and so that's basically how it all started.
Okay. And knowing that there are lots of photographers in this industry, how do you approach building a brand for CoolCat Production? What makes CoolCat Production different from other photographers or videographers?
So what makes me stand out from the next guy with a camera in his hand is I try to be genuine. A unique brand. Uniqueness comes from being genuine and real.
Yeah, definitely.
So I built this brand just by being myself.
Yeah.
It was not premeditated. It was not planned or strategized. I just did, and I just do what feels right in the moment.
Yeah. So basically, you're self-made.
Yes.
Wonderful. We all know with the advancement of technology being a good platform to market your creative style and your business, what role does social media play for you in branding your business, and which platform has been most effective for you?
Social media has played a major role in my business and media company. But social media means nothing if you are not consistent enough to put yourself out there. You have to put yourself out there consistently. People deal with a lot of things every single day, and you have to constantly remind them every day that I am here. See me, feel me, hear me. And I think that's...
Okay. Can you maybe just, for our viewers, I know you have done multiple projects. Is there perhaps one that stands out where you reflected and were like, this was really a major milestone for me, or a big project? Can you perhaps maybe elaborate?
Yes. Sorry, just to go back to your previous question, to answer your question, social media platforms that helped me the most was Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Okay. So
I'm a YouTuber as well, so the whole YouTube channel with a few videos actually. So your current question of my biggest project. There's two.
All right.
The major one was the collaboration between Cosmos Radio, Checkers, and Sanet Prinsloo, which was a cooking show with 12 episodes for 12 months. That was a major educational curve for me, because it's usually a show like that requires about 3 to 5 crew members, and I did everything by myself. So that taught me the importance of actually having a team and crew members. And then the second one was, all of this is on YouTube, by the way, on CoolCat Productions. You can go see that.
All right.
And then Coben Bok documentary. It's a documentary I did he actually used to work here at NMH. Coben Bok, he has half an arm. So I did like a mini documentary about him.
Okay.
Doing everything what the average person would do with both arms.
Yeah.
There's nothing he cannot do with one arm.
Yeah.
So that's basically what that's about.
Okay. How do you stay motivated in this industry? Knowing that, you know, it's also an industry that fluctuates. Today you might have a client, tomorrow you might not. And where do you see CoolCat Productions in the next 5 years?
So how I stay motivated? So in the beginning, I was inspired by nothing. It was boredom.
Yeah.
But along the way, what inspired me to keep on going and not stop and to grow is then I started following guys like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon. These are your YouTube vloggers.
Yeah.
And so I made a decision that I'm also going to become a vlogger, and I started vlogging. So I have like almost 30 vlogs out now, which is actually not enough. We need hundreds. And oh yeah, the most important thing was I noticed it is lucrative. So motivation was money.
Yeah.
I got like I did a wedding of a friend of my father's, and it was a waba thing.
Yeah.
He was getting married. We were just invited.
Yeah.
I decided to take my father's iPhone, did a video, went home, didn't sleep that night, edited the video,
Yeah.
delivered it the next day. He was so impressed, the guy that got married.
Yeah.
He paid me $1,000.
Wow.
This was maybe we can say about 11 years ago.
Okay.
And then ever since I was like, okay, I can actually get paid for this. And then since then, I actually inspired my dad, or proven to him that I can actually make something of this. And then he started. So my dad is / my investor as well.
Yeah.
So that's how that keeps on going. And then the main thing is, the biggest thing that probably keeps me going is, why stop now?
Yeah.
Came so far.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't make sense. It will be such a big waste
Yeah, exactly.
to
Yeah.
not follow through.
Yeah. Okay.
And where do I see CoolCat Productions in the next 5 years? It's simple. I have it envisioned already. It's a plethora of studios all over Namibia.
Yeah.
It's a number of crew members where I am allowed to make double bookings without panicking, and I just can send a team out and they will do that wedding or they will do that shoot. So I have this Tyler Perry farm or plot, and it's just a bunch of house studios where film episodes or film productions are shot, episodes, series, movies. So that's kind of the idea.
All
the
right.
idea is to never stop until we die.
Okay.
See where it takes us.
No. Just briefly, Kevin, can you just maybe give some advice for aspiring photographers and videographers and how to professionalize your brand and take it serious? Just briefly, can you just give that advice?
Yes. Funny enough, I just came last night from a whole creative seminar, podcast, stage talk thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, a fan came asked me the same question, and this is what I told him. What are you doing to put yourself out there? Is it, are you posting yourself? Are you setting up meetings? What are you doing? And how hungry are you? At the end of the day, to not give up is the main thing. I had 4 reasons to give up. I was living for maybe like a good 10 months, I was living out of a cool box. I had to buy ice every day because I don't have a fridge, you know, stuff like this.
Yeah.
And these are reasons to give up.
Yeah.
I just never gave up. I just kept on going. So at the end of the day, is the fire in here?
Yeah.
And how hungry are you?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It boils down to that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining us today. We wish you all the best for CoolCat Productions in your endeavors, and thank you so much for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, viewers, that brings us to the end of our first segment, Spotlight segment. See you after this break as we delve into the expert segment advice. Okay, viewers, welcome back to our second segment, the expert advice. Today, I'm joined by the head of FNB Data, Mr. Mario Fortunado. Mr. Mario, thank you very much for joining us today. Could you please tell our viewers about yourself?
Thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity. So my background is really rooted in the banking sector, with over 15 years of experience in the banking sector, and mostly rooted in supporting business and several entities in actually innovating as well as them maximizing their return on investment, as well as drive digital transformation. So if we look at my career, I was actually fortunate and lucky enough to have worked for several entities throughout my career and my journey. So I still remember starting as a young graduate from Polytechnic of Namibia back in the days. Yeah. And I was merely a developer. I mean, I used to code the application, develop application. And then over the years, I've actually worked in various roles for various entities within Namibia as well as in Joburg. Spent some time in SA and in several roles. So those roles have really helped me to actually bridge the gap between technology and business, and it has shaped me in the person that where I am today, and I'm quite very happy about that. So if we just look at some of my educational background, quite a number of them. So I hold a Bachelor of Informatic Honors from NUST, a certificate in the Foundation Payment System in Namibia from PEN, and that's why I'm probably in the banking sector. Yeah. I also have an Agile Project Management Practitioner certificate from APMG International, and a certificate in Robotic Process Automation. And then I'm also a Lean Six Sigma Black Belt certified from K2O. So what that means is a business process engineering. And a leadership from ITASA. And I've also did a course in credit management and fundamentals of credit. I'm currently pursuing an executive MBA from Africa University. And then at the same time, I've also just completed my data management training, just to strengthen my expertise in data governance and compliance. And I'm now currently preparing for an exam in probably 2 or 3 months to be certified as a certified data practitioner in the world. So in a nutshell, that's really who I am. It can take a whole day just to delve into details, but yeah.
Okay, no, that's really a wealth of credentials. Given your role as the head of FNB Data, can you tell us how FNB serves its clients over the years in terms of data? How do you guys go about this?
I mean, I'm quite very passionate about data. And it goes without saying that data is the new oil. And because it's a new oil, it should be treated as a strategical asset for any organization, because everything in an organization is centered around data. So therefore, at FNB, it has a fundamental role. It has reshaped data, how we serve our clients, and our strategy. Actually, our data is at the center of FNB strategy. As you have seen over the years, at FNB we've actually moved from a one-size-fits-all approach to a highly data-driven organization, whereby we leverage big data as well as advanced analytical in order to get or to understand some of the client's insights. And also over the years, we've embarked on a journey of embedding data as a key asset to understand our client's behavior, and as well as for operational efficiencies. And data, literally, we also derive some benefits from this specific data by mining the data that we have. to provide tailored financial solution to clients in real time. And I just want to take you back, because you asked the question that how has data shaped FNB?
Yes.
If you look back in the days, we were a banking of bricks, where everything was manual. And we have embarked on a journey where we are moving from bricks to clicks. You'll probably, and this is actually eminent, if you look around the market, you'll see a lot of logos of FNB and merchants as a service. And we don't just decide that we are putting up a merchant here, we are signing up this specific merchant. Yeah. All of those agents that you see across, the decisions are actually data-driven. Is we mine our data, we understand the environment, we understand the client's need in that specific area, and then we collectively we make a strategical decision. You've probably also heard over the years about ATMs, that we've reduced some of ATMs. Yeah. I mean, that decision was derived from us mining our data. Okay. And because of that, we've now strategically located our ATMs to serve specific clients, and all of that is just because of data. So that's how data is busy reshaping the way how we do things, and it's also at the center. So you can't leave data out from a strategy. Yeah,
no, it makes total sense when you say data is the new oil, how really it has the power to really transform and really change lots of sectors.
Yes, so just before you proceed, is that it is the new oil. It's unrefined, but everybody has it, but it's unrefined. So you still need to refine it to actually transform it into a consumable a product. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Mario, maybe you could just elaborate. What are the main challenges or that you have encountered is insofar as data is concerned in the banking sector?
Having to manage vast amount of data, it comes with several challenges and responsibility. And at FNB, we have a vast of data, a big data. Yeah. Some of my friends, they like to call me big data. And having vast amount of information, definitely the challenges are there. And the responsibilities are just as mammoth as the vast data. So some of the challenges is the data quality. So the data that we have, is the quality really appropriately? And the reason why I say the quality, because remember, we still have an obligation to report to the regulator. Yeah. We also have our strategy centered around data. Yeah. So if the data quality itself is not very of the highest quality, we might not really derive to the correct decisions, the correct insights. Yeah. We might also not, in terms of regulatory compliance, we might also distort the picture. So that's one of the biggest challenge. Yeah. And the other one is the data privacy. Yeah. I mean, we are such a big organization with a lot of staff members and employees and so forth, and we handle a lot of information. How do we make sure that the data that we have is really protected in terms of data privacy? Yeah. And how do we ensure clients that your data is in good hands? Yes. And that is one of the biggest challenge in making sure that we have the right securities in place to protect our data, that unauthorized access to the data is actually prevented, and only the right subjects that need to have access to the data with a lawful, meaningful reason that have access to the data. Then additionally, another challenge is regulatory compliance, as I've mentioned, in terms of data privacy. So we need to ensure that we meet any evolving data protection laws or acts or bills. So at FNB, we literally, as an organization, we had a look, and we looked back on our strategies, that how can we really overcome these challenges and embed our data to strategically embed our strategy in governance as part of our operation. Because if you have such vast amount of data or information, it really brings about a lot of challenges and a lot of responsibility. Yeah. So therefore, as articulated is your data quality, is your data privacy, is your compliance and your regulatory requirement, and at the same time providing comfort to the subjects or to the clients that the data is protected, is secured, and is in the right hands.
Okay. Mr. Mario, we do know that data will never really fully take over the human aspect of things. How do you balance these decisions between the human aspect and the banking, and the data, how do you balance it?
So, as we evolve and technology evolve, so a lot of technologies emerge. Artificial intelligence, Gen AI, and a lot of tools that can literally replace the human aspect. I've mentioned that I'm a certified robotic process automation. It goes without saying that ethical management is a top priority within FNB Namibia. So we need to adhere to both industry best practice and some regulatory frameworks. So I'm not sure if you heard that the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology drafted the Data Protection Bill. And that the Data Protection Act, what it refers to, it just refers to the process that you apply to personal data so that the data subject can no longer be identified either directly or indirectly. And through the process that we call de-identifying the client from the data. So if your data is out there shouldn't be any variables that we can actually identify that this is you. So therefore with that, and so therefore having said that within FNB, we use data to enhance our processes, to enhance our decision, to enhance our compliance. And it's not to replace the human interactions. And even though we have AI and advanced analytics and so forth that help us with operational efficiency, human judgment and empathy remain crucial in our processes, specifically when we are dealing with complex financial decisions and complex lending. So we still need the human being. So
sorry, Mr. Mario, to cut you there, but time is really not on our side. I see that you're very passionate about this, and we could go the whole day. And
the whole year.
The whole year. But thank you very much for making time to come out here for us here today, Mr. Mario. And probably we'll host you again on another segment on the show. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay. And there you have it, viewers. You heard it from yourself, the head of FNB Data, Mr. Mario, delving into the world of data. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the next segment.
Welcome to Petrofund. Good day and welcome to the Petrofund offices in Windhoek, in Eros. My name is Shoki Kandjimi. I am the Communications and Stakeholders Engagement Officer, of course leading a very important role here at Petrofund, where I am basically tasked with communicating all our activities, improving our brand so that Namibians know that there are indeed opportunities at Petrofund for those who have a strong interest in the oil and gas industry. Stakeholders engagement is also another element that I also do, where I constantly keep engaging our stakeholders to build collaborations, to work with them so that really we assist Namibians in terms of training and capacity building in the oil and gas industry. Well, you are at Petrofund. Petrofund was founded in 1993. Of course, the Namibian government, after independence, thought very, very proactively to already establish a petroleum training and education fund responsible for just training Namibians in terms of oil and gas related programs to prepare them for the eventual discovery of oil and also production, so that really we don't rely only on international expertise, but we have our own trained Namibians who are well capacitated and so forth. So what I would like to always sum up to say Petrofund, it's all about scholarship, capacity development, institutional development. And when we speak about institutional development, one very important thing is that not only do we fund scholarships, but we also try to train our government officials so that they are ready to regulate the industry. This is an ever-changing industry, so you need to keep up with the changes so that they really regulate our country's petroleum sector quite very well, that it benefits all parties at the end of the day. All right, with that said, let me take you through a tour to our office at Petrofund. Join me. So welcome, this is the area where we call our reception. So my colleague here always attends to any queries that you have about Petrofund, and you are more than welcome to visit us. Okay, we have different offices here at Petrofund. That is where you find our administrators, our finance people, money, we deal with money. Then my office also is there, and we also have our administrator for scholarships and all that. So it's a small but unique office. Okay, then we have the finance manager. The CEO's office is also seated there, and as well as our boardroom. So in a nutshell, that's our office. So this is our boardroom. This is where we have different meetings. We also engage our different stakeholders. Like I told you earlier, stakeholders is one of our very, very important element of our organization here at Petrofund. So this is where we make decisions.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes us to yet another exhilarating episode of Career Chronicles. And don't worry, if you failed to watch this episode, you can always watch the repeat on our website, oneup2.com. From myself, Elliot Ipinge, it was good being with you today. Sign out.